Rihanna, born Robin Rihanna Fenty on February 20th, 1988, in Barbados, is a name synonymous with reinvention. From her chart-topping music career to her transformative influence in beauty and fashion, Rihanna has consistently defied expectations. However, it is her creation of Fenty, a luxury fashion, beauty, and lifestyle brand that marks her most audacious leap yet. Launched in 2017 with Fenty Beauty, followed by the groundbreaking Fenty Fashion line in 2019, under the LVMH umbrella, Rihanna has redefined what a modern fashion empire can be. By merging inclusivity, bold aesthetics, and cultural resonance, Fenty has not only disrupted industries, but also cemented Rihanna as a visionary entrepreneur whose influence extends far beyond the runway. The genesis of Fenty, beauty as the foundation. The story of Fenty begins with Fenty Beauty, a cosmetics line launched in September 2017 in partnership with LVMH's Kendo Brands. Rihanna's vision was clear from the outset: create a brand that spoke to everyone. Tired of the beauty industry's narrow standards, she introduced a foundation line with an unprecedented 40 shades, later expanded to 50, catering to a spectrum of skin tones long ignored by mainstream brands. This wasn't just a product launch, it was a statement. The tagline, "Beauty for All," wasn't mere marketing. It was a mission. Fenty Beauty's debut was a seismic event. The line sold out globally within hours, generating $72 million in earned media value in its first month alone, according to Tribe Dynamics. Retail partners like Sephora struggled to keep products in stock as consumers, particularly those with darker skin tones, flocked to a brand that finally saw them. Rihanna's hands-on approach, from product development to marketing, ensured authenticity. She famously tested shades on herself and her team, rejecting formulas that didn't meet her exacting standards. The result? A brand that didn't just sell makeup but sparked a movement, pressuring competitors to expand their own shade ranges. This inclusivity wasn't a gimmick, it was personal. Rihanna has spoken about her Caribbean roots and the frustration of mixing foundations to match her skin as a young woman. Fenty Beauty turned that frustration into empowerment, resonating with a global audience. By 2018, the brand was valued at over $3 billion, proving that diversity wasn't just morally right, it was wildly profitable. Fenty Fashion, a luxury game changer. Building on Fenty Beauty's success, Rihanna set her sights on fashion. In May 2019, she launched Fenty as a luxury fashion house under LVMH, becoming the first Black woman to head a brand within the conglomerate. This was no small feat. LVMH, home to titans like Louis Vuitton and Dior, hadn't launched an original house from scratch since Christian Lacroix in 1987. Rihanna's Fenty was a bold bet, blending streetwear sensibilities with high fashion in a way that felt both fresh and accessible. Unlike traditional luxury brands tethered to heritage, Fenty was unapologetically modern. Rihanna drew inspiration from her own eclectic style. Think oversized blazers, corset dresses, and daring cutouts, infusing the line with a raw, urban edge. The collections, released in drops rather than seasonal cycles, mirrored the immediacy of streetwear while retaining couture craftsmanship. Prices were steep: $600 denim jackets, $1,000 dresses, but Rihanna justified this by emphasizing quality and her refusal to compromise on vision. Fenty's debut collection, showcased in Paris, was a masterclass in storytelling. Models of all sizes, ethnicities, and gender expressions strutted through a pop-up event, reflecting Rihanna's commitment to inclusivity. The sizing, ranging from XS to 3XL, challenged the industry's obsession with sample size exclusivity. Critics praised the line's versatility. Pieces could transition from day to night, appealing to a generation that values function as much as form. Vogue dubbed it a new kind of luxury, one rooted in real-world wearability rather than untouchable opulence. Yet, Fenty wasn't without hurdles. The high price point drew skepticism from some fans who adored Rihanna's accessible persona. Others questioned whether a celebrity-led brand could sustain itself in the rarefied air of LVMH. Rihanna countered this by leaning into her authenticity. She wasn't just a face. She was the creative director, sketching designs and debating fabrics late into the night. Her partnership with LVMH gave her unprecedented control, a rarity for a newcomer in luxury fashion. Cultural powerhouse, redefining the rules. What sets Fenty apart is its cultural potency. Rihanna didn't just create a brand, she built a movement that resonates with a digitally savvy, socially conscious audience. Fenty's marketing, often spearheaded by Rihanna's own Instagram, eschews traditional campaigns for raw, relatable content. She models the clothes herself, posts unfiltered selfies in Fenty beauty products, and engages fans directly. This intimacy bridges the gap between celebrity and consumer, making Fenty feel personal rather than corporate. The brand's inclusivity extends beyond products to representation. Fenty campaigns feature hijab-wearing models, plus-size bodies, and gender non-conforming individuals, reflecting a world of traditional luxury often ignored. Rihanna's Savage X Fenty lingerie line, launched in 2018, amplifies this ethos with runway shows that rival Victoria's Secret in spectacle but outshine it in diversity. The 2019 Savage X Fenty show, streamed on Amazon Prime, featured dancers, musicians, and models of every background, earning acclaim as a celebration of humanity. This cultural resonance translates to dollars. Savage X Fenty alone reached a $1 billion valuation by 2021, while Fenty Beauty continues to dominate cosmetics. The fashion line, though paused in 2021 due to pandemic-related shifts, LVMH and Rihanna mutually agreed to focus on beauty and lingerie, left an indelible mark. Its influence persists in how luxury brands now court younger, diverse audiences, a shift Rihanna arguably pioneered. Challenges and triumphs. The Rihanna Effect. Fenty's rise hasn't been flawless, but its journey is a masterclass in resilience and reinvention. The fashion arm's hiatus sparked debates about its long-term viability, especially in an increasingly saturated luxury market. Critics pointed to high production costs and fierce competition as potential pitfalls. Yet Rihanna framed the pause not as a failure, but a calculated pivot toward sustainable growth, emphasizing quality, intentionality, and long-term vision. Fenty Beauty, though largely successful, also faced early hurdles. Some foundations oxidized poorly, and initial lipstick lines received lukewarm feedback. However, Rihanna's team responded swiftly, refining formulas and engaging with consumers directly, which helped rebuild trust and loyalty. These setbacks, however, are dwarfed by her groundbreaking wins. The Rihanna Effect reshaped two industries. Beauty brands now scramble to match Fenty's inclusive 50 Shade foundation range, while fashion houses mimic its fusion of streetwear and high fashion. Rihanna didn't just launch products, she shifted cultural norms. Inclusivity went from a buzzword to a bottom-line strategy. A 2020 McKinsey report found that companies prioritizing diversity outperform their peers by 36% in profitability. Fenty embodies this data, turning representation into more than a message. It's a business. Rihanna proved that when you design for everyone, you don't shrink your audience. You expand it. The legacy of Fenty. At its core, Fenty is Rihanna's love letter to the overlooked. It's for the girl mixing foundations in Barbados, the outsider, craving luxury that reflects them, the rebel who wears denim with diamonds. By April 2025, Rihanna's empire, spanning beauty, lingerie, and a paused but not forgotten fashion line, stands as a testament to her vision. She's not just a mogul, she's a cultural architect, reshaping industries in her image. Fenty's Meteoric rise mirrors Rihanna's own journey. Bold, unapologetic, and boundary-breaking. It's a modern fashion empire, not because of its revenue, though billions speak volumes, but because it redefined luxury as inclusive, relevant, and real. Whether Fenty Fashion returns or Rihanna pivots again, one thing is certain. Her legacy is already woven into the fabric of how we see beauty, fashion, and power. In a world that often demands conformity, Rihanna built an empire that dares to say, everyone belongs. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to this channel for more content. Thank you.